Let's go into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, for some, it was a surprise that the sun came up yesterday, and hell, the sun came up again today. Take a deep breath, in, out, but get it out. Don't let it bottle yourself up, right? Get it out. And noon games suck. Noon games on a Saturday suck, because if you lose, it can ruin your entire weekend. And for Florida State fans, bam, you got that right around 3:30 on a Saturday afternoon. Just really kicked right in the teeth once again against Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech always finds a way to play Florida State, and they just came out and beat them at their own game. A tougher team, man on man, a better team on Saturday. They played better. They coached better. And the end result, Tech 24, Florida State 21. All right, a ton coming up on Florida State as we move throughout a Monday edition here on Into the Night. On Friday night, it was all Jacksonville, right? 31-0. As you would expect, 412 to 157 yards. Yeah, the talent gap was enormous, but there was a lot of really good things to see with the Jaguars' effort. For starters, Trevor Lawrence looked spectacular. We continue to see the maturation of Brian Thomas Jr., right? That 38-yard reception was a route that, honestly, when I watched him the first couple of days, I didn't know if he had it in him. And if all of a sudden that becomes part of his arsenal, well, you know Evan Ingram can catch the ball over the middle. You know that's going to be part of Gabe Davis's game. Christian Kirk returned to practice today for the Jaguars, and he's got 13 more days to get healthy against Miami. And Miami's wide receivers, are beaten up. And also, word came out today out of Miami that Bradley Chubb has been placed on the PUP. So he's not going to be able to give it a go on that opening day football game where the Jaguars go to the Dolphins. So, some good there. The touchdown pass to Evan Ingram in the back of the end zone. Perfectly placed football. I wish I could sit here and gush about the offensive line. Why is it I can bring up the skill position guys and say, that was great, that was great, that was great. Then you get to the offensive line, you feel a little bit tepid, right? You feel a little bit, can you really come out and say, all right, everything's fine. They put the five together, they moved the ball. ETN picked up some yards, Tank Bigsby picked up some yards. Don't necessarily feel the same. I think we're in a wait and see when it does come to that. Defensively, it was good to see Darnell Savage out there. His first time playing with the Jaguars, had a pass breakup. I thought defensively they showed a variety of different things. And this is going to be what Ryan Nielsen does this year. His rotation, particularly along that defensive line, is unlike anything I've ever seen early in a football game. And we've seen it in the preseason. We saw it in 2 to 3 games. Of course, the majority of them did not play against Tampa in week 2. So on top of that, they go out and they trade Travis Gibson. I mean, who saw that coming? I did not. You move him now to Seattle. It's going to be a late round pick. In return, they cut 10 other players yesterday. So right now the roster sits at exactly 80. They'll have to have it to 53 tomorrow by 4 o'clock. We'll look at some of those position bubbles a little bit later on in the program. I think it's going to be a fascinating day. Wouldn't be surprised if Trent Baalke makes another trade. I still would like, if available somehow, can you add another interior offensive lineman? What does it mean with Gibson gone? Is it as simple as plenty of faith in guys who have never played an NFL snap? You're now third and fourth edge, as far as my understanding, is DJ Coleman and Miles Cole. They have never played in the NFL. One is an undrafted free agent. The other was what? 6th, 7th round pick this past year with Miles Cole. So what does it mean? Are we going to get Tyler Lacey? Is he going to make the team? Is he a guy now that can play tackle and end? Does this mean that Eric Armstead is going to be a guy that you can look at and say he can do multiple things now? Because it just doesn't feel like they really do have pass rushers. Or could it be maybe Devin Lloyd? Maybe you just put Devin Lloyd on the edge and say, get after the quarterback. We noticed that he blitzed on Friday night. Lloyd's had a good camp, but is the trust right now in Chad Muma and a healthy Foye Oluokun where they feel they're fine at linebacker? And then they can turn around and put Lloyd in pass rush situations on the edge. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question, and that's why it's going to be very interesting to try to find all of that stuff out over the next couple of weeks. And, hey, good news today, certainly on the return of Christian Kirk. Okay, let's get to the Florida State game. This, first of all, let me begin this way. Congratulations to Florida State fans, all right? They took over Dublin. They showed up. They were loud. They continue to play the role of everyone is against us, everyone hates us, and I think that's where this team is right now. And for the record, I have no problem with that. I've always kind of appreciated the New York Yankees for being a despised team, the Montreal Canadiens, Duke basketball. Say what you want about Florida State, but there was a small contingency of people who felt sorry for them. And then the rest just said, screw that, right? And right now, Florida State is the most disliked university in college football. They created this themselves, okay? Again, I like it, all right? You're either with us or you're against us. And I always feel that way in athletics. So I'm not disappointed by that, but the Herb Streets and the Fine Bombs and they are laughing right in your face, Florida State fans. And what is so difficult about this is that you did your job. You did. You went after it for 9 months. You cried. You complained. You bitched. You went after everyone. Frankly, I wish you were around in 96. I guess the older generation, Knowles, doesn't give a crap because the 96 debacle, it would have been great to have this type of support. Now, I do understand there was no social media then, so maybe it's a little bit unfair. But in 96, you just sat back and took it. You just took the rematch and said, whatever. This time around, it still bothers you. And you bring up the fact, you were snubbed. And so what you've done is you've created a you against the world. And in that faction, right, in the omerta of Florida State Nation, it was kind of cool. The only problem, the coaches and the players didn't follow your lead. It was a very disappointing effort. It was a very selfish effort by Florida State on Saturday afternoon. The best way to defend this game, DJ Lundy. All you have to do is fall on the ball, okay? You are taught that every single day in practice. You want to crush Randy Shannon? Go ahead, crush him. They practice this every day. What did DJ Lundy do? He tried to pick up the ball and tried to do a scoop and score. There were 4 Florida State defensive players around the ball, yet an offensive lineman of Georgia Tech was able to get it back. After that was basically the only time in the entire game that you saw a pass rush by Patrick Payton and Marvin Jones Jr. and Haynes King made a phenomenal play. It changed the entire description of the football game. It was selfish, okay? You fall on the football. You fall on the football, it's a takeaway. And Florida State, but no. He tried to make a big play. This is the same guy who was going to Colorado. These defensive linemen all had Florida State by hostage, right? Oh, Patrick Payton's going to leave. Oh, Josh Farmer's going to leave. How much are you going to pay Marvin Jones Jr.? Is Daryl Jackson going to? That entire defensive line got Lamborghini trucks. That entire defensive line got jewelry. That entire defensive line got paid. Yet they didn't show up. The body language of Patrick Payton was deplorable. They didn't have one tackle for loss. They had one quarterback pressure. They were terrible. Individuals, not team football players. Omar Graham should never be allowed to take another snap in his career at Florida State. This man played 35 snaps at linebacker and didn't even register a tackle. He looks like he has never been coached before in his life. Offensively, what a drive. First drive, they averaged 9.6 yards a carry. Drive right down the field. Rest of the game, they averaged 3.2 yards. Okay? The arrogance of Mike Norvell. He used 5 different backs in the first quarter. It starts raining. So you bring in a guy with 4 feet like Cam Davis and you throw him the football, a true freshman who played 4 games last year. You're moving the ball. Yet you throw a screen pass to him, drops it in the rain. Oh, my bad, he says. Pounds himself on the chest. My bad. What the hell's he doing in the game? He's a freshman, right? So it was a combination of arrogance and ignorance by Mike Norvell to, number one, take the game completely out of your quarterback's hands. What he said is, DJU, we have no confidence in you. We're going to run it on first down. We're going to run it on second down. He did miss, who was it? Ja'Kai Douglas on an underthrown ball. Missed him. Okay, frankly, in my opinion, Douglas should have come back and caught the ball. But still, it was an underthrow. The last, where is it? I got it right here. The last 24 carries, or this is second half numbers. Florida State ran it 24 times for 35 yards in the second half. Before the fourth down conversion on that final drive for Florida State, they ran a draw on 3rd and 9 from their own 21. They ran a draw. Florida State was getting bumped off the line of scrimmage the entire game. Yet they continuously tried to run the football right at Georgia Tech. That's terrible game planning. And by the way, if you want to put this all on DJU, you don't know football. Because what they did to him was awful. His confidence level right now is going to be in the tank. They didn't let him stretch it. They didn't let him throw the football downfield. And the only time he actually did make plays was during that final drive on 3rd and long and 4th and long. And what did the guy do? He completed the football when he had to. He made big-time plays. Last year, Jared Verse, Braden Fisk, Kalen DeLoach, Tatum Bethune, the front 7, those guys played like they were hungry. Those guys played like, I'm waiting for the NFL to call my name. Every snap, effort, every snap to the echo of the whistle. You look at Florida State's front 7 on Saturday afternoon, they looked totally overfed. They looked like they had gotten paid and they could care less. I mean, the body language on Patrick Payton. I went back and forth today with a scout who I'll probably catch up with tomorrow. I'm wondering how much the draft stock on Patrick Payton drops in one nationally televised game because of his lack of effort. Okay? Taking plays off. Do you have any idea how hard it is to repair those particular words that are being said about you? That is almost the worst thing that you can have outside of terrible character, is being labeled the guy who takes plays off. Patrick Payton took plays off on Saturday. Patrick Payton, by the way, should not be out there against the run. They didn't even use that offensive line. They double-teamed the tackles. Patrick Payton was getting blown off the football by a tight end. And he wasn't even effective. This is a guy I'm bragging about. I'm telling you, he's a first-round talent. Last year, I actually said I thought he would be better than Jared Verse. Man, you can't compare the heart to Jared Verse and Patrick Payton. So this is a little bit of what you have now. And this is going to be frightening for a lot of teams. When you rely on the transfer portal and you have your own players threatening to hit the portal, you can't expect them to give you the effort like the homegrown players that you recruited, that you developed, and that you watch get better. That's today's football. It's happening all over the place, not only in Tallahassee, but you just can't expect the same results. And unfortunately for Florida State, that is what hurt them. Pro Football Focus had FSU with a overall mark of 59.6. That is the worst mark that they have had since they lost at Wake Forest in 2021. For the record, I still haven't gotten over that loss at Wake Forest in 2021. Their run defense was an even 50, according to Pro Football Focus. It was the worst since Notre Dame going back to the 2020 season. So there is so much to look at here. Okay? What a great job of coaching by Georgia Tech. I mean, they got gutted right out of the gate. And what did they do? They made adjustments. They realized early in that game that DJU was not going to throw the football downfield. So they creeped up linebackers. They creeped up their safeties. Georgia Tech played downhill defensive football after the first drive. Mike Norvell, with his ignorance, thought that he could do the exact same thing and run it and run it and run it and throw the football behind the... I mean, 7 snaps for Jalen Lucas. The guy was productive early on. And on a, what was it, third and 7, 3rd and 8? On a Georgia Tech blitz, you have the 165-pound Jalen Lucas in to pass protect? The guy weighs 165 pounds. If there was ever a guy who should have snuck out into the flat and caught a screen pass, it's Jalen. You're asking him to block a blitzing linebacker at 165 pounds? So it was a really bad game plan. On the flip side, just because you have a 4-2-5 defense doesn't mean you always have to use it if your opponent's not passing the ball. Why not take out a safety? Or why not creep up your safeties? Why not put in another linebacker? I'll tell you why, Ballou, because it's the worst linebacking core that perhaps they've ever had at Florida State. And that's true. That is frightening. They cannot recruit linebackers, and they don't have any right now on this football team. I don't know what they're going to do. Blake Nicholson, maybe? I just don't even know what to say as far as what they have as far as linebackers. But Cam Riley, maybe? I don't know. But even on the goal line, you had both tackles explode outside on the B gap, and you had your linebackers 4 yards into the end zone when the ball was on the one. I mean, who? Go back and watch it. Who diagrams plays like this? Well, Adam Fuller did on Saturday. So right now, there are a ton of problems. There really are. I want to apologize. I'm pretty connected with this program. I came here and told Florida State fans, this is the best offensive line since 2013. This defensive line has a chance to be better than what it was a year ago. I didn't lie. I'm just stupid, okay? What I saw was incorrect. And I'm not on the beat. I'm here. But I'm very close to people. And you develop sources and you develop go-tos, and there's so many different ways to get information, right? There just is. It's not only from the beat writers. There are several, there are family, there's several other ways where you are told what is going on with the program, good or bad, I'm not going to blame anyone else. I'll put it all on my shoulders, but I feel terrible for those same Florida State fans that were told they can run with any team in college football. That offensive line is going to barrel people over. That defensive line is ferocious. Folks, they were as soft as puppy poo. They were brutal at the line of scrimmage. And again, I want to apologize for that. My problem all along was wide receivers and whether or not they could come from behind and wing it. DJU proved it in that final drive. They did not help him out. They did not make him comfortable. They did not bring him along and throw some balls downfield where you could add some confidence. No. They dinked and dunked and ran and basically said, we're petrified of you. If you're going to do that, why not play Brock Glenn, right? Why not play a guy that at least has some escapability, that at least in situations can tuck and run? DJU is statuesque. He cannot get out of the pocket. That is a huge liability. It really is. All right. We got a lot to do tonight. We are going to be busy. The Jags make their cuts down to 53 tomorrow. Thoughts there? Thoughts on what you saw on Friday night in their victory over Atlanta? And then obviously Florida State. Now, the good thing is in today's football, Florida State can fix it and go win them all. How many of you actually think that that's going to happen, though, after watching them play 48 hours ago? It's a game that I want to break down with you. It's a game I want to dive deep into and just look at how bad Florida State was in game, as much coaching as the actual players. And I think that's the best way to look at it because it happened, and it happened right in front of our eyes this past Saturday afternoon. All right, opening comments brought to you by Shmunez Vision. Known Dr. Neil Shmunez forever. All right, going back 37 and a half years. Family organization. They focus on personal high-quality medical surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Shmunez, fellowship trained in corneal cataract surgery, as well as refractive surgery. Maybe watching that game on Saturday, you had bad eyes, and you're like, thank God I have bad eyes. But you're going to want good eyes when it's all said and done, right? Regardless of where you're sitting, if you're live at a football game or you're watching TV. The eyes is your only set outside of laser eye surgery. How about brand new eyes? How about 20/20 for the rest of your life? Well, the two combined right there, generationally speaking, more than 30 years of experience when it comes to laser eye surgery. So that's pretty phenomenal. Check them out online. Go to Shmunez Vision or go to Instagram. Get all the testimonials as well at Shmunez Vision. On the other side, we hear from J.J. LaSelva. We hear from Doug Peterson on why they traded Trevis Gibson. And we hear from you on both Florida State and the Jaguars. The best way to be a part of Into the Night. 641-1010. That's the text line. And it's brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures.
We begin with Ed Werder.
Hi, I'm Ed Werder from ESPN.
And nobody knows that team better than our Ed Werder. He joins us from headquarters
on 1010 XL.
Frank Franzi here. Ready to experience used for you? You can with Car Bravo at Nimnick Buick GMC, Jacksonville's only Car Bravo certified dealer. Buying a certified used vehicle has never felt better. With Car Bravo, Nimnick Buick GMC can certify all makes and models: Honda, Toyota, Kia, Mazda, Ford. With promotional rates as low as 2.9% APR, now is the time to shop certified used vehicles at Nimnick Buick GMC. Who gives you top dollar for your trade? Nobody but Nimnick. Shop online at Nimnick Buick GMC. GMC, we are professional grade.
Clearwater. John, I can't even mow my side yard. It's so soggy. Man, my builder sucks.
Brent, calm down. This is a common problem in neighborhoods where houses are built too close together. You need gutters and a properly installed French drain that will soak up subsurface water. We can completely dry it up.
So I can take my builder off my speed dial now, huh?
Yeah, we got you, buddy. Let that builder bitterness go.
Clearwater irrigation and drainage too.
This summer, beat the heat at Best Bet, your premier poker destination. Whether you're a seasoned poker pro or a first-time card player, you'll find a cool retreat from the summer heat with thrilling poker games, big payouts, and refreshing drinks. Join us for an unforgettable experience. Cool off and cash in at Best Bet. The stakes are high, the cards are hot, and your chance for fun is guaranteed. Visit bestbetjacks.com to learn more. That's bestbetjacks.com.
These are the last days for Monahan Jewelers store-wide 50 to 60% off sale. These are the biggest savings we could possibly offer with everything on display, discounted 50 to 60% off, ending Saturday, August 31st. We bought so much brand new jewelry that we need to make room for it, and the only way to do that is to give you huge deals at 50 to 60% off everything. And the sale ends Saturday, August 31st. Diamond jewelry, colored gemstones, gold chains, everything on display is 50 to 60% off at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
Our slogan, Know Before You Blow, applies to more than just DUI cases. Hi, I'm attorney Lee Lockett of Lockett Law. Battery charges can result in jail time and criminal convictions too, so know before you blow a gasket and hit a loved one or a stranger. Drug crimes like possession of marijuana and cocaine will land you in cuffs too, so know before you blow. In a boating under the influence case, you also have the option to blow or not to blow. So know your options. Know before you blow. Go to knowbeforeyouBlow.com now. Offices Jacksonville.
Sometimes the most important position in sports needs a translator.
I'm Denny Thompson, and they call me the quarterback whisperer.
He shares his insights Friday mornings on The Drill. Brought to you by Tyson Sound and Security and George Moore Chevrolet.
Don't make a bad call when it comes to servicing your home. Cooling off with a baby pool in the house to fix your air conditioning problem is a bad call. Trying to catch a wave in a flooded bathroom is a bad call. Using a burning electrical panel to make s'mores is a bad call. The next time something goes wrong, make a good call to Donovan.
Whether you need air, electric, or plumbing service, Donovan is always a good call. It's why we've been trusted by our customers for almost 40 years and why you can trust us to deliver fast, reliable service to your home. Donovan, always a good call.
Visit DonovanAC.com today.
Oh, I can't believe tax season is here already. Look at all this info I have to enter.
Phil's small accounting firm is growing in numbers.
Why didn't I take that typing class in high school?
A data entry specialist could really help him in a crunch.
I got blisters on my fingers.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
If I was to describe this sandwich in one word, I would say magical. Hi, this is Jamor, and the little thing that I love about the Chick-fil-A honey pepper pimento chicken sandwich is that extra oomph. I go back and forth from the spicy filet to the original filet. I get into the sweetness of the honey, then you have the extra kick from the spicy filet. The combination alone takes it over the top. It's award-winning.
The Chick-fil-A Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich is back with a bite. Try it with the original or spicy filet, now for a limited time. Real guests paid for their testimonial.
Expert Automotive is ready to keep you cool this summer. Right now, get an AC inspection or a system cooling checkup. Your choice for only $19.99. Their gift to you this summer is $50 off any service and a free tire rotation with any service. Their ASE certified technicians can keep your car cool without breaking the bank this summer. Call them at 374-3373 to get an appointment today. Expert Automotive. They never sell greed, only what you need.
Former Jaguars corner and first-year head football coach at Duval Charter School at Bay Meadows, K-12, Aaron Beasley here. Are you looking for an A-rated K-12 school prioritizing academics, arts, and athletics? Duval Charter School at Bay Meadows offers a rigorous curriculum to develop strong minds with an additional focus on growing good hearts. DCSB has been an A school for 8 years, and our tuition is free. Now enrolling. Apply at baymeadowscharter.org.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, Monday Night Show brought to you by Miller Electric. Go to millercareers.com. You can get everything right there. If you're looking for your next big opportunity, why not do it with Miller Electric? They've been around for almost 100 years. And everywhere you look throughout the city of Jacksonville, construction's going on. Miller Electric. They've got their fingerprints all over it. So, they believe in rewarding hard work with the best pay, top-notch benefits, and an unbeatable culture. So, once again, if you're in the field looking for a change, perhaps a new career, whatever it may be, just go to Miller Careers online. That's Miller Careers. JJ LaSelva, how are you?
I'm good. I know you are happy that you didn't make the trip overseas. That's all I could think about as that field goal went through the uprights. And then, I can't wait for your opinion on this. Allegedly, apparently, I didn't know this, but I saw it on the text line earlier today. Some Florida State fans were complaining because a lot of the players went out the day after around town and were seen like shopping and just enjoying their vacation time. I think I know your opinion, but I would love to hear it.
That's today.
Yeah.
You got to pamper these kids. There's such we'll say, screw that. We're flying home right now. You just tanked. You just flat out sucked. And we're going to reward you with a day of traveling through Ireland where you can see the sights and the sounds.
Spend your NIL money that you didn't deserve.
But that's today. You can't discipline today. You have to coddle today. And that's what Mike Norvell did to DJ London. Oh, please, we need you back. Don't go to Colorado. Oh, Patrick, you don't want to go. We'll pay you whatever. Daryl Jackson, stay. Marvin Jones Jr., what's it going to take for you to get? And it's not only Mike Norvell. It's college football.
Yeah.
That's how you have to do it. You can't discipline. You can't say, scratch everything. We're going home. You guys played like you know what. No. Oh, this doesn't define us, says Mike Norvell. We'll be able to bounce back, says Mike Norvell. This guy had 9 months to get ready for this game. Okay? He's worried about media asking questions about guys that aren't. You had 9 months to take on the worst rushing defense in college football. This is a brand new defensive coordinator. Brand new. He came in and coached the game of his life. Look at the adjustments this man made on the fly. In Florida State, if Alex Atkins had been, well, stop freaking cheating. Okay? You're the only school got pinched cheating. Maybe Michigan's going to get hit with. How the hell do you get caught with an NIL? You're allowed to give these kids money, and you still got caught for freaking cheating? How does that happen? Of course you missed Alex Atkins. And why is Mike Norvell, after you go, 6 plays, 75 yards, you decide to rotate your offensive lineman on the second drive? That's ignorance. Okay? You play 5 backs in the first quarter? That's ignorance. I'm like, why are they running Holmes? Why are they running Cam? Why? Make Williams your bell cow. Get the ball to Toafili. Keep giving it no matter how you can to Jalen Lucas. Why are you playing 5 running backs in the first quarter and rotate? It was arrogance and ignorance. That's bad coaching. There's no other way to say it.
That's what you do against, FAMU.
That's bad coaching.
You know, what you do against Akron when you're rolling them. When you expect to beat a team by 50 points, you can do things like that. Not in a conference game overseas on your second drive of the game.
So proud of those Florida State fans. They just took it all on. Florida State right now is a heel. This program is a very disliked program. They're so tired of people complaining. We got left at the altar. They're so tired of it, right? Why are we the only team that couldn't play Daryl Jackson last year, right? Everyone else had an opportunity to play there. Why were we left out? It's always Florida State against the world, and their fans sell it. Their fans are in attack mode. And your head coach used Bama, right? He went Jimbo. Let's admit it now. He didn't give you no, I'm a Florida State guy. I've always loved Florida State. No. On the advice of Jimmy Sexton, he did his part. And congratulations, you're making more than $10 million a year. He did a Jimbo Fisher. He had such an opportunity to say, no, I'm a Florida State guy. No, he had to do it that way. Go back and read his quotes, okay? I was here for it. JJ was here for it. And you have 9 months. You have the fodder that comes out, the Feinbaum fodder. To a man, what the hell is Florida State doing being ranked 10th? They're overrated. I mean, they won't finish. Right? You had more material. You had more filth that was going against you. And your fan base stood up and defended you. And you laid down like that. Man, that is a brutal pill to swallow. And they took you inside a cage. And they physically beat the living tar out of you. You gave up 190 yards rushing. You made no adjustments. None. You couldn't stop the run. Miller Electrics brings us this segment, and it's supposed to be about the Jacksonville Jaguars. So I want to get to the surprise news that rolled in, and that is the trade of Trevis Gibson to Seattle. Doug Peterson had this to say earlier this morning.
When you have good players and other teams have needs, you're obviously going to listen. You're going to listen to what other teams. I mean, it's no different during the draft process or free agency or anything like that. And Trevis has done an outstanding job for us. And I think it's a good situation for him. It's a good situation, for the team he's going to, and obviously the compensation, for us, and it's a win-win. Gives him an opportunity to play, and he put good tape out there, his play, and wish him nothing but the best. Spoke with him this morning, and he's happy and excited for the opportunity.
I'm shocked by this, and I know it's the second time I'm shocked. I'm shocked by the lack of manhood by Florida State in the ditch. I'm shocked by this trade. I know as a member of the media, it's not wise to say that you're shocked by something, because I'm sure everyone else who covers the Jaguars told you, I could see them moving Trevis Gibson, the day before they made their cuts down to 53. Hell no. I thought he was the third edge guy. So what does that say now about depth at edge? Here's Doug Peterson.
Good. Obviously, Miles has really improved. DJ Coleman's another one that's improved a little bit and over through camp and the offseason program, and it's what you want. It's your development. It's what we talked about, going back to day one, right? And how we develop the roster and a good situation.
That is Doug Peterson talking about moving Trevis Gibson. All right, very surprised. Let's come back and talk a little bit about this. You heard the two he mentioned, no experience in the NFL, but is this where a coach is already saying that he can make adjustments in Ryan Nielsen? We saw it on the fourth defensive play against Kansas City with the hockey shift, where you had 5 defensive players come in on the fourth play of the game. We saw it again, albeit against far less, overall talent in that matchup in Atlanta. But you saw more. You saw rotation. Apparently, this is going to be what Ryan Nielsen is going to do. They are really lacking in depth at the edge, as far as I'm concerned. Does it mean that they're going to bring in a Yannick Ngakoue? Does this mean that, they feel so good about Mason Smith? Maybe this is they feel so good about Mason Smith and Devon Hamilton that they believe they can put Eric Armstead on the edge. Or maybe they can put Roy Robertson Harris on the edge. And I get it. I mean, Allen is still your starter and Walker is your starter, but I'm just talking about mixing and matching here. I'd be very surprised if, DJ Coleman and Miles Cole are really a part of the rotation early on. I would think that they're going to have to do some other things. So Let's collect some of your thoughts on that. The text line is absolutely burning up, mostly on Florida State. By all means, I want your opinion there. 641-1010, as well as on the Jaguars. Same number, 641-1010. That is the text line brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures.
Do the Garber wiggle, Garber wiggle, 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 Garber wiggle.
At Garber Auto Mall, we can wiggle it. Best price, we can wiggle it. Best trade value, we can wiggle it. Best payment, we can wiggle it. Ford, Chevy, Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. With 8 American brands, we can wiggle it. Visit us in Green Cove Springs or online at GarberAutomall.com. And remember, at Garber Auto Mall, there's always a little room for wiggle.
Do the Garber wiggle, Garber wiggle, 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 Garber wiggle.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes, and the long, lazy, and hot days of summer are in full swing. There's nothing quite like it, unless you can enjoy summer worrying that your AC will break down. So do what I did and call the good folks at Fenwick Home Services. Book your tune-up with Fenwick's expert technicians to avoid those costly summer breakdowns. You can trust Fenwick to get your AC running again and get it done right the first time. Day or night, 24/7, Fenwick Home Services is here to keep your family cool and comfortable all year long. Book online at FenwickHomeservices.com.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
Want a one-stop shop when it comes to commercial or residential construction? Then pick Preferred Builders. They should be high on your list. Over 70 years of construction experience combined with exceptional product and service warranties. They've got a team ready to tackle any size project. In fact, they built their business in Duval by offering superior work at reasonable prices, and reputation over time means something. Honest and knowledgeable, reliable and responsive. Be sure and put Preferred Builders into your game plan for your next construction project. That's Preferred Builders.
Veterans, did you know VA mortgage rates have plummeted and you can now access up to 100% of your home's equity and turn that into cash right now? Hey, it's Roger Moore, President and CEO of Loan Pronto, announcing our VA Equity Advantage program. This VA offer can get you $50, $70, $100,000 cash out with no junk fees and no hassle. With APRs in the 5s, you can pay off all those credit cards, personal loans, car loans, and get one easy-to-manage payment. Veterans we help save on average $850 per month. And listen, if you're a veteran with a current mortgage rate over 6.25%, we can do a streamlined refinance with no income verification and no appraisal, saving you hundreds a month. At Loan Pronto, we respect what you've done for our country, and we show it. Call now and ask about our special VA Equity Advantage program. 904-999-1508. 904-999-1508. LoanPronto.com. 904-999-1508.
Equal housing lender. NMLS 166-1781. Subject to lender approval. NMLS consumeraccess.org.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On August 26, 1912, MLB legendary pitcher Walter Johnson ended his 16-game winning streak in a 4-3 loss to the St. Louis Browns.
Hey everybody, Mike Dempsey here, and let me give it to you straight. Here's what happened. One day at the radio station, a big shout out to Greg, by the way, he tells me about his new weight loss client entering Jacksonville. He knew I'd been griping about my weight and thought it'd be perfect for me. My response, yes, please. So I ended up on a call with Paige, the owner of Awaken 180 Weight Loss. By the end of that call, my only question was, what's the catch? Awaken 180 sounded too good to be true. Eat to lose weight? No meds? No workouts? Really? Paige just smiled through the phone and said, there is no catch, Mike. Awaken 180 works. I was skeptical, but intrigued. But after the first week, I was sold. I dropped 9.5 pounds that week, and 26 pounds later, I reached my goal. The amazing part, and a main reason I chose Awaken 180, the weight has stayed off. If losing weight is your goal, I suggest having the same conversation I had with Awaken 180. Schedule yours today at awaken180weightloss.com.
First Coast, I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life.
Hey, David again with Royal Pest Services. TAP Insulation stands for thermal, acoustic, and pest control. Keep your home cool, noise out, and pests dead. Visit RoyalPestServices.com to schedule a free inspection.
On tour across North America, Jane's Addiction. With Love and Rockets. August 27th, Daly's Place. Jane's Addiction. With Love and Rockets. Together Live. On sale now at livenation.com.
No new tale to tell. Satisfied that all is well with your business operations? If your IT security and print management is working, you must have hired ABS, Advanced Business Solutions, your local Xerox copier dealer. ABS, Advanced Business Solutions.
This is Dr. Turner Vossler, Assistant Team Physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jaguars, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
One of the biggest eye-openers that has occurred during preseason has been Mac Jones' great performances. The former 15th overall pick's career was burning dim in New England, but has rekindled its flame when he was sent to Jacksonville for a 6th-round pick this offseason. After throwing for 421 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 0 picks this preseason, Doug Peterson is loving the potential his backup is showing.
He's been great. He's been great for the room. He's played extremely well. We got to keep continuing to grow, and it's just sometimes, especially as quarterbacks and as astute as he is, and he studies the game extremely well, just the terminology and learning our way, and how we do it.
I'm Max Fink with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars Update.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, getting a lot in tonight, 53-51. Well, most of the FSU media podcasters lied to us all offseason. They claim we would be great in the trenches this year, but that was the weakest part of the team on Saturday. I don't know if it's a lie or if you don't know football, and that includes myself, because I watched them for 2 days practice here in Jacksonville, and I said it, and I said it, and I said it. And a lot of that is conversations that I have with people. I would like to think that the Florida State media, many of whom I do know, does their job to the best of their ability. We're wrong all the time, okay? But boy, is this bizarre. I never thought that I would come in here and talk about how bad they were in the ditch, both offensively and defensively. I thought there was a chance maybe one of the two would disappoint, but not both. And that is absolutely shocking to me. I also believe this, that the way things are, okay, on campus is so different from right here in the NFL. It is. Regardless of what I say about the Jaguars, it never is personal to you, a listener, right? There's never, he's really a Patriots fan, he's from Boston, or, he feels this way. He was a sideline reporter for 8 years. He's got to say it this way, or now he's not the sideline reporter. It's never that. It's my opinion, and then you respond to it, whether you agree or disagree. But there's never any, I better not say this because they may get angry with me. And I think that happens on campus. Hell, it happened to me. Dave Hart, the athletic director, said, that's it, you're out. You'll never be a part of the Florida State radio broadcast team. You're way too critical. And this is when they were losing 1 or 2 games a year. But they lost games they should have won. Okay? Even with the great Bobby Bowden, they blew games they should have won. Here in 89 against Lord Favre. Going for it on third down, wide right one because of brutal clock management. They retire the number of Terrell Buckley after he gives up that pass on 4th and 6. Are you kidding me? You retire his number? They blew national title. And that's, I couldn't allow that. Not me. That's not the way that I'm wired. I can't massage it because I want to pick up an advertiser. I'm not truthful to myself. And that's why I finally said, when the ball came calling, I said, you know what? Get out of here. I love Tallahassee, but I don't know if I can deal with this for the rest of my life. I can do it from afar, 180 miles away, but get me where there's an NFL team, where the fans appreciate honesty. You don't have to skirt it in one way. And I'm not only saying at Florida State. People do this on campus because they are fearful that they're going to lose access. Look at what Deion Sanders is doing in Boulder. I mean, how much of a disgrace is that? Well, that happened to me back in the mid-'90s. Bowden gave me the keys. I mean, I had Danny Cannell on every week. I had Andre Cooper from Jacksonville on every week. I had all the players, all the coaches. Until finally the AD got pissed. And that's right when the ball called. And I said, well, guess what? I'll go over to Jacksonville then. And cover the NFL where I can say whatever I want about the Jaguars. And never once has it been, is he saying it for this reason? No, it's what I see. It's what I say. There is such a difference covering the NFL and college football. College football, you want everyone to be your friend. So all of these podcasters and these members, of course they're going to build them up. Absolutely. I've read some, but I haven't read a lot. I wonder if they have enough courage to tell the truth after what happened on Saturday. Or are they going to spin it in favor of Norvell? Because maybe they believe he'll get angry with them. And it will affect their access to covering the football team. I don't know. We'll see. Some believe Mike Norvell is Jimbo Fisher. No Jordan Travis, no Jameis Winston. Say what you want about Jimbo Fisher. He won a hell of a lot of games, right? He didn't lose to Jacksonville State by not playing a prevent defense. You've forgotten about that, right? Hell no. I'll forget about that when I take my last freaking breath. Okay? Things like that, you don't get over. Bad coaching. I don't know if it's true. I didn't want to go back and research. I'm told Mike Norvell is 2-8 lifetime without Jordan Travis at Florida State. I mean, maybe you can look it up. I don't feel like it right now. 2-8. Jimbo every year outside of the win streak. Lost games he should have won. At least once. But he won a ton of games. He won a ton of... Mike Norvell does not win a ton of games. Okay? He won a lot of games with Jordan Travis. This man got out-coached. Brutally out-coached on Saturday by Georgia Tech. That is 100% on him. Let's get ready for hour number 2. We'll take you up to 8 o'clock right here on this Monday night. Again, the best way to get in is the text line, 641-1010. Brought to you by Lifetime Enclosure.
Coach Steve Spurrier, Shane Matthews, Chris Doran, and Dan Hicken round up the Gator greats for a preview of this year's team on the Gators Roundtable podcast.
Find it on 1010XL's Gator YouTube page, Facebook, and wherever you find your podcast.
Now you can watch 1010XL shows all day on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Brought to you by MyBookie. Experience Vegas from the comfort of your phone anytime, anywhere. Sign up today. Use promo code 1010XL.
Looking for a new vehicle? Take a look at Jenkins Hyundai of Jacksonville. Now's the time to save big this summer. Choose from more than 250 new and over 1,000 used and certified pre-owned vehicles on the lot, or shop anytime at Jenkins Hyundai of Jacksonville.com. Hyundai has one of the top warranties in the business. Lifetime powertrain and a 5-year bumper-to-bumper warranty, plus 3 years free maintenance on a new vehicle. Give us the opportunity to earn your business today. Atlantic Boulevard, Jacksonville, or visit Jenkins Hyundai of Jacksonville.com. Welcome to the family.
Pickett here for Bout 9 Associates, where you'll find Jacksonville's most esteemed eye doctors at each of their locations. After being selected for one of the most competitive ophthalmology fellowships in the world, Dr. Frank Bowden is frequently called upon for his expert opinion. He is currently one of the few cornea and external disease specialists in the area and the founder of Bout 9. Visit Bout 9 Associates today and experience the difference. Bout 9 Associates, keeping the First Coast focused.
When all you have is a hammer, everything is a nail. I'm Dr. George Bari, and like me, I know you have been bombarded with PRP and stem cell treatments from companies that promise the world and charge prices to match. Or the surgeon that convinced you the only way to treat your injuries through surgery. At Bari Orthopedics, we offer the best PRP treatment on the market with prices that won't cost you an arm and a leg. We also have the expertise to treat your injury surgically, if that is what it entails. We can discuss all surgical and non-surgical options with you and make sure you get the best treatment available. Come see me, Dr. George Bari at Bari Orthopedics.
The flagship station of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Here's Ben and John Lupo, owners of Beards Diamonds.
It's funny, my dad has sold people engagement rings, and now I'm selling their kids engagement rings and anniversary gifts and birthday gifts.
We're blessed with the relationships we've built over the years.
Check out our full inventory at beardsdiamonds.com.
Beards Diamonds in the St. John's Town Center.
If you're ready to transform your yard with a fence that stands out, elevate your curb appeal with Superior Fence and Rail. Superior takes pride in offering first-class service, friendly installers, and unmatched fence products. Mention this ad and get $250 off your next project. It's time to get off the fence and call today.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
Mia here. Are you ready for the ultimate college football season? Using MyBookie Sportsbook and Casino platform, you can bet on every game and win anytime, anywhere, straight from your mobile device. No app needed. Just head on over to mybookie.ag, sign up, and you're ready to rock. When you bet with MyBookie, you're not just watching the games, folks. You're investing in every moment of the action. I'll say it from experience. A few bucks on the line can turn any regular game into one of the most exciting of the season. Literally, every catch, every sack, and every touchdown is another way to hit pay dirt using MyBookie. Don't forget to use promo code 1010XL when you sign up in order to claim up to $1,000 on your first deposit. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere, only with MyBookie. And don't forget that promo code 1010XL.
If you're looking for the best in indoor air quality, I've got the experts to call. Florida Home AC, the official AC provider of the Jaguars, specializing in the best air quality for your home or work with the Remy Halo. Instead of waiting for pollutants to travel through the ductwork to be neutralized, the Halo cell releases friendly oxidizers every time your fan blows air, helping those in your home that suffer from allergies and other respiratory issues. Call 777-4300 for Florida Home AC and start enjoying cool comfort and clean air.
Wondering what you're going to do for dinner tonight? Southern Steer Butcher is a full-service butcher, and we grind and make sausage in-house every day.
Now open in Ortega. For tasty tips and juicy breasts, choose Southern Steer Butcher.
Imagine stepping out of your cozy cabin on a crisp fall morning, coffee in hand, a stunning view from your private porch greets you. You spend the day relaxing at the tiki bar or taking a dip in the year-round pool while catching the big game on TV. Welcome to Island Oaks RV Resort, just past McClenny off exit 333. Book your cabin that sleeps 4 to 6 people. A close, affordable getaway with activities for the whole family. Make memories that last at Island Oaks RV Resort. IslandOaksRVResort.com.
Jags fans, a new Everbank Performance account could be your ticket to London this October. Through the Everbank London Getaway, one lucky winner and a guest will receive round-trip airfare, hotel accommodations, and a pair of tickets to see the Jags play in London. To learn more and for official rules, visit everbank.com/London. No person necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents of 50 United States and D.C. 18 or older. Entry period for the Everbank London Getaway Suites is from 8/5/24 to 9/5/24. To enter and for official rules, alternate method of entry, prize description, odds of winning, and other details, visit everbank.com/London. Sponsor and administrator, Everbank N.A.
Googa Nation, it's Dreamfinders Danny Hicken here to tell you this is no dream. The folks at Dreamfinders Homes right now have an unbeatable interest rate for you. You may not think you can afford a Dreamfinders home. Well, think again. Take advantage of a 2.99% year one rate. I said it, 2.99%. 15 Jacksonville communities to choose from. Find that dream house and take advantage of an unbeatable rate. Move now, literally. Dreamfinders Homes, the official home builder of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Let's go into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, the NFL Players Association, they flexed their muscles today. They say, hell no, as far as the third quarterback rule coming off of the practice squad. According to Tom Pelissero of the NFL Network, they have said that is not going to be the case. I think it says two things. Number one, quarterback is the highest paid position in the NFL. And they're not going to allow even a grizzled veteran to make $21,000 a week. They're not going to allow a guy with, a year or two of service to make just over $8,000 a week. No. Quarterbacks raise the premium for everyone, every other position. They want these quarterbacks on the 53-man active roster, and it makes sense, financially speaking. I also think this is a way that the NFLPA is saying, we get it. This is just another crutch to an 18th game in the regular season. Let's give you the third quarterback. Take him right off the practice squad. And the NFLPA is saying, no, heck no. You're going to pay us more. If you're going to go to an 18th game, you're going to pay us more. You can't compare the 2 preseason games to the 3 preseason games. So, a statement today by the Players Union in the National Football League. I'm going to go through this in a little bit. JJ will help me as well. Trying to get to 53, which will be announced tomorrow. After the surprise trade that came in today that involved Travis Gibson going to Seattle. I did not see that. So they're down to 80. The guy they cut that I would have liked to keep around is Breland Speaks. Interesting to see if they can bring him back and put him on the practice squad. He was among the 10 players cut yesterday. Also defensively, Tavon Campbell, Andrew Parker, Raymond Johnson, and Jonathan Marshall. They cut 3 receivers, Denzel Mims, Seth Williams, and Joseph Skates. Chris Myrick was cut at tight end, and an offensive lineman, Keaton Sutherland, not Kiefer. That's what Florida State had blocking on Saturday afternoon. They had 5 Kiefer Sutherlands. This guy's like, yada, yada, Rick, we know. All right, whatever. I love when people tell me to lighten up. Here's a guy who says, as far as the semis, they got beat. Live with it. They'll get better. Geez. I'm like, hell no, I'm not going to live with it. Right? I'm pissed. I'm also not going to jump off a bridge. Okay? He says, you sound like it. You sound like you want to jump off a bridge. No, I don't. I want a better effort. And that's the problem. I mean, I bet you're a parent. I bet you're my age. And that's the problem, right? Let me guess. Give them a freaking trophy anyway, right? Let them see the sights on a Sunday out in Dublin. Who cares if you lost, guys? That's all right. We'll get them next week. Screw that. You're a double-digit favorite. Win the freaking football game. But that's the problem. everything is, it's no big deal. Let's get him a trophy anyway. That entire defensive line held the school hostage. Lamborghini trucks. That defensive line sucked. They were awful. Guys like me, I feel like I should be into politics here now. I would have a better idea explaining to you what is going on politically speaking than I did about Florida State. I totally, absolutely bombed in my evaluation of Florida State. It was as if I've never seen them play before. How do you miss like that? On both the offensive and defensive. I've told you all year that the Jaguars' offensive line is the problem. So now with my knowledge of football, I think what you should expect is in 13 days in Miami, the Jaguars run the ball for about 250 yards. With Travis Etienne and Tank Bigsby and Trevor Lawrence throws for 300 plus, and we learn after the game that he didn't get touched. He didn't even have to take a shower after the game because no one got near him. That's how I see the game. How do you miss like this? How do you do it, JJ? You know I go to every how do you miss on an evaluation on both sides of the line of scrimmage?
I think because you know the media is, quote, watching practice or out there, but I don't know how much practices they were even able to watch. College football is a lot different than the NFL. I also think, like you said, the media doesn't necessarily want to come out and say negative things about the team. Not only because they don't want the wrath of Norvell, but because they are fans of the team most of the time. And so they're looking at things from a, optimistic point of view. And also, here's the more important thing to me, they're practicing against each other. And on top of that, like you say all the time, like you think you know a lot about football, but when it comes to the trenches, it's really difficult to try to judge if a guy's great or not based on practice. So I'm not necessarily saying the Florida State media was just holding water for Norvell knowing these guys weren't very good. I just don't think a lot of media people even know what they're supposed to be looking at when it comes to the offensive line play. That's very difficult. It's something that 99% of all people in the media have never even played. So that, to me, is probably the most important reason why people it's hard to evaluate offensive line, defensive line in preseason.
A lot of good points made there. And I love your part on most of the media is a fan of the team. That is what I've never been able to fully understand. I got people now telling me I'm not a fan of Florida State.
Just because you're a realist about things?
I would love to really tell you what I think of you. But again, I have been dealing with this forever. When I was there, they were winning national titles. When I was there, they were losing national titles by botched plays, by missteps in huge situations. Okay? Hell, they nearly lost the national title against Nebraska. That fun and gun spread offense, they tried to play Nebraska in a phone booth. Why? But that's just the way that I am. I think it's the professional city of Boston that I am from. I'm a fan, but damn it, I can't massage a turd. I can't do it. I will never do it. And if anyone ever tells me that I have to do it, then it's time for me to get away and go somewhere else and start a podcast. I just can't do it that way. And if you're a fan of a team, sure. But don't you want that person to tell you the truth? I mean, are there people who cover Florida State spinning this any differently than I am? If so, why would you listen to them? They're not telling you the truth. They're covering it up. This was brutal. This was a slaughter. I mean, just terrible coaching. I don't understand that. Okay? I will say this. My colleagues, when it comes to the Jaguars, I think they tell it the way that they see it. Some may take it a little bit more to the extreme. Others may soften the blow just a little bit. But if it's good, it's good. If it's bad, it's bad. If it's in between, it's in between. Okay? The college side of it should not be any different. But it is. You know, I was embarrassed. People are like, Ballou's going to be. I was embarrassed to come in here today. This has been my livelihood for the past 33 years. I'm supposed to know football. I gave you the worst preseason description on my alma mater that perhaps I ever have. Seriously. I mean, you would have thought I came in here and I was sitting down and I was talking to you about Arizona State or Michigan State. Not Florida State. You can go back and listen to what I said. It's as if I have absolutely no clue. But what I can't measure, I'll never be able to measure, is the heart. And that defense did not play with one on Saturday. They played like guys who got paid. Verse, Fisk. Those guys were hungry. Deloach, who got cut today. I hope he makes the practice squad in Tampa. Bethune, those guys played. Jerry and Joe, those guys played. They were angry. Patrick Payton, his body language was awful. I hate to admit this, and I will, because I never run from what I've said previously. I was so disappointed a few years ago with the Marvin Wilsons and the Kane Does and the Janarius Robinsons that for the first time in my life, I actually didn't want to see those guys make it in the NFL. It's almost like unethical, not real. I mean, you talk about the world is flat and you can see the end of it. I have never been so vindictive, and I never wish ill on anyone except for those three. I was like, screw them. I hope they don't make it. They embarrassed Florida State with their effort. They embarrassed Florida State with the way that they handled themselves. And I'm glad that neither of the three ever made it. Who knows what they're doing now? You've got a fine education, I hope. It's worked wonders for me. Florida State University, you know what it did for me? Taught me how to work 2 hours a day. God bless them. Tonight's show brought to you by Thermal Engineers, and they are hiring. What a company. More than 20 years here in North Florida as a commercial HVAC contractor. All right, if you're a qualified technician or installer, how does top pay sound? 401k, full benefits, and a signing bonus. Why would you not take advantage of this? Go to Thermal Engineers, Inc., or give them a call at 230-1172, an equal opportunity employer. 230-1172, or go to Thermal Engineers, Inc. Again, HVAC contractor right here in Jacksonville. They've been so for more than 20 years. Top pay, 401k, full benefits, and a signing bonus. Go to Thermal Engineers, Inc. When we come back, let's get some from you. My goodness, have you taken a look at this text line tonight,
it's
JJ?
popping off, dude.
Huh?
I knew it was. I knew it would.
Let's come back and take a look at this. Can we get it up for the Chicago White Sox, who right now are 31-100?
It's difficult to be that bad.
That great city that I spent 7 years in and I loved, they're clearly the fifth team in Chicago. I mean, it's not even close. But 31-100. Can you imagine being a part of that team? As as a PR guy, or no matter, what you do. I'm not talking about a player.
Or like the play-by-play guy.
Just anything.
Yeah.
The 8 years that I was a sideline reporter, outside of the great run in 2017. And by the way, since I was talking a lot about just my career, to be honest, and I've said this before, but to be totally honest with you, that is when I knew that I was a Jaguars fan. When I was on the sideline of the AFC Championship game and they had the lead and John Bon Jovi in between the third and fourth quarter had the whole crowd and everything with Miles Jack wasn't down, 3rd and 18, that is when I truly knew that I was a Jags fan, because I was sitting there saying to myself, I'm less than 15 minutes away from being able to work a Super Bowl and be on the side. And there's nothing I wanted more, no, not a Super Bowl ring, than to see these fans rejoice in an opportunity of going to the Super Bowl. And that's fully, I've told it, I mean, when I was here at the Ball in the mid-90s, you knew I was a Patriots fan. I made no bones about it. I didn't care. But I moved back here after Chicago. I could have gone many places. I wanted to come back here. But it's never going to stop me from saying what I see. Not personal. It's never personal. Outside of the 3 hammerheads I mentioned a few years ago who played at Florida State. They got fat and slow. And as leaders, they disappointed. And I hated that part of me. I don't want to be that way. I don't want to all of a sudden now be like Patrick Payton is a dog. Okay? I'm telling you, there's been many. They're so thorough. NFL teams are so thorough. There's been years where I've gone where I haven't heard from someone. But there have been times where I've been asked about kids coming out of Florida State, both when I was there and I've gotten here. Just maybe a 5-minute conversation. Boy, I hope I don't hear from a scout this week. I'm going to talk to one on my behalf. I've reached out. Because Patrick Payton's a guy that I'm ready to say, look at his body language, man. He cost himself millions and millions and millions of dollars. You know what? He did it to himself. He cost himself millions. Poor body language. He can't do anything against the run. They need to take him out. They need to take him off the field when they run the football. You didn't say that last year about those guys. Last year's guys played hard. These guys just took a Saturday off. Some of you will let it go, and that's good. You're better than I am, right? Give him a trophy, right? Give him a shamrock. Give him something.
What that guy, that texter said, they'll get better.
Yeah, they'll get better.
Who cares? And how do you know that's true?
They're a double-digit favorite.
Like, that's something you say about, like, your 8-year-old baseball team.
This is the worst defensive team in the country against the run. And they averaged 9.6 yards a carry on that first drive. And what did Mike Norvell do? He played 5 backs and 8 offensive linemen. He rotated Seriously, what's he trying to do? Is he trying to keep everyone happy? Is he worried that mama or daddy's going to blow him up on the cell phone after and say, why didn't you play my son? You just drove the entire field. Why would you make That's bad coaching, okay? I don't care who spends it. That's bad coaching. You just drove the entire field. Why are you playing a true freshman back who drops an easy ball? It starts downpouring. And you throw a guy with 4 feet a pass. Why? Why? Throw it to Toafili, who drops nothing. Throw it to Jalen Luke. Why are you throwing it to a true freshman? Ruin the drive. That's bad coaching. Okay? And if there's anyone who covers this team that tells the story of the game without mentioning stuff like this, then they really are. They're just a fanboy, and that's fine. I love fanboys. I love fangirls. Okay? But they're not telling you the truth. 641-1010, that's the text line. Lifetime Enclosures with J.J. LaSelva. I am the truth teller.
The great thing about live sports, you never know what's going to happen.
Oh, how did he pull that off?
Get the most live play-by-play on 1010XL.
Ballou for Shinatri Chiropractic. They've helped me get rid of my headaches and pain in my neck and back. Are you suffering from an auto accident? What about TMJ pain? Headaches associated with jaw clenching, grinding of the teeth, or stress-related disorders? Shinatri Chiropractic has a physical therapist on staff for rehabilitation, quality chiropractic care, dry needling, massage, and acupuncture. Call 743-6700 or go to shinatridc.com.
Denny Thompson here. If you want to work with new tech security cameras or home automation, Tyson Sound and Security is a growing company looking for you now. Tyson is now hiring for sales, technician, and administrative positions. You'll start at the industry's most competitive pay, and they will train you. Apply online at TysonSoundandSecurity.com or call 762-1000. Tyson Sound and Security hiring sales, technicians, and administrative. Call 762-1000. Equal opportunity employer.
Guys, feeling deflated in the bedroom? ED, low T, no energy? If your stuff is broken, call 904-STROKEN or 904stroken.com. No shots in the first treatment, now free. Fix your ED at 904stroken.com.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On August 26, 1912, MLB legendary pitcher Walter Johnson ended his 16-game winning streak with a 4-3 loss to the St. Louis Browns.
Oh, no. No.
You okay in there?
Toilet's backed up. It won't flush.
Okay, I'll call the pros.
The tank isn't filling. The handle does nothing. Run for your life.
Don't be so dramatic. Duck Rooter will fix it.
For any plumbing issue, call Duck Rooter, your local plumbing professionals and proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. DuckDuckRooter.com.
When you're stuck, call the Duck. 904-862-6769.
Kick off fall with Labor Day deals happening now at Lowe's. Right now, buy one, get one free on select interior paint via Lowe's gift card rebate for your next paint project. Plus, don't miss out on select one-pint annuals. Get 5 for only $5. Shop these can't-miss deals today before they're gone. Because Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid through 9/4 while supplies last. More terms and restrictions apply. See Lowe's.com/rebates for details.
Are you tired of having a plain and boring backyard? Really want to impress your family and friends this year? Then stop by Stone Core on Phillips Highway. Imagine hosting guests at your new outdoor kitchen, relaxing by your custom-built fireplace under a brand new pergola. Stone Core can also remodel your old pool deck and beautiful new pavers. Make your backyard wishes a reality. Visit Stone Core on Phillips Highway and let's get started at stonecore.co. We do outdoors better.
Hey everybody, Mike Dempsey here for Dandy Foods. Dandy subs and sandwiches. Look, we always want you to think about those great options as you're driving around Duval. But the beauty is, even as I'm dropping pounds, Dandy's got great options for me as well. Told you all about their protein packs, delicious salads that they have out there. They have fruit cups for on the go. You know what they have. Veggie snack trays. You can grab those on the go as well. Perfect, healthy snack. Dandy is the name to know when you're on the go. So stop into a Gate store anywhere around Duval and make yours a Dandy. And do it today.
I'm with Greg Mackey from Cycles of Jacksonville, and even though you're the place to go for fun, you're also a place to go for generators. People need generators.
And the Honda lineup is amazing. They make the super quiet model, inverter technology, the electricity's super clean. You can have conversations with them. You can back up your whole house with a Honda generator. So we have them in stock, and we're ready to ride.
So you have generators big enough that could run everything in the house?
Absolutely.
Check it out, Cycles of Jacksonville on Atlantic near Regency for generators.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. 120,000 miles of night drives, daily commutes, and who knows how many.
Are we there yet?
Through countless fixes, elbow grease, and a new radiator, you kept your ride alive. With eBay Motors, you have over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life. At the First Coast YMCA, you'll find much more than just a gym. We offer many ways to help you be active, reach weight loss goals, and find your inner strength while you connect with your community. Family memberships at the Y include unlimited group exercise classes, childcare while you work out, and youth sports participation. It's easy to join the Y and affordable for all. Plus, the Y is a great place to meet a new circle of friends. Visit the Y near you or online at fcymca.org.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, tonight is the eve of going from now 80 to 53. The Jaguars say goodbye to 10 players. They've had 91 because of their using the international player program. So they've had 91. You're allowed to have an extra man if you take advantage of that. Now they're down to 80 as well with the trade of Travis Gibson to Seattle. A shock in my mind. Did not see that coming whatsoever. The best bit of news today, Christian Kirk back at practice. So they will begin to look at Miami this week. And, of course, that game is now 13 days away. Miami's got some problems. They have injured wide receivers. Waddle's been out at times. Tyreek Hill. Certainly that is enormous. OBJ, you just never know with him, right? And today it's Bradley Chubb placed on the PUP list. So he will not play on opening day when Jacksonville does visit Miami. Paul Feinbaum, you got to embrace it. You got to take it. Stand up and take it. Right? I mean, don't run from it. I'm real proud of Florida State fans. Man, they sold it in Dublin. You did your part. You absolutely did your part. You spent 9 months going after anyone who questioned what happened. I love it. I love the fact that you did it. But you need your team to back you, like you backed them. And it didn't happen. So here's Feinbaum, quote, if it's not the coaching staff, it is the Florida State fans. They acted like fools and never stopped. Even during the pregame show, they continued to show their rear end, and that's why I haven't stopped laughing. All right, here's a guy who's arguably one of the top college football mouthpieces there is. He despises Florida State. Despises Florida State fans. Dr. Herbie. How about his troll after the game on Saturday? You trying to tell me that Dr. Herbie didn't have that thing pre-written, let's say back in March, and he was just waiting to press send? I mean, it's almost the first time in a long time where I got to say, Dr. Herbie, you crushed it. I mean, grand slam. What a freaking awesome troll job on Florida State. Sensational. And you've now put yourself in this category. And I'm fine with it. I love it. Okay? But Florida State today is the most disliked program in college football. It's known as a whiny program. A crying program. And you took the coward way out, right? When 28 players didn't play, they took their balls and went home. It was cowardly. They quit on their coach, and they quit on their fans. And your fans stood up and fought and fought and fought and took on everyone. And then they turned around now as a double-digit favorite and laid down. So Florida State was loved with Bowden. Florida State started to get hated a little bit under Jim Mel because of the Jameis situation and whatever. Now, those who felt sorry, they don't feel sorry anymore, do they? They think it's been overdone. And a lot of it is media driven, but it becomes taxing. It does. And the fans did what they had to do. Really proud of those fans. I have tons of people I know who went to Dublin. I mean, they took over Dublin. They represented. I don't know if I told you this, JJ, but my truck was broken into early this morning.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, a lot of damage.
Outside of your house?
Outside of my house, some damage done. But here's the part that really threw me. 8 Florida State BC tickets were sitting
in the front seat.
On my driver's seat. I was like, where did they come from?
Oh my God. Yeah, so that'll be Monday. You guys once again will be the only game on TV, which really hurt Florida State this weekend. I mean, not only do you lose as a double-digit favorite, but it's literally the only thing that everyone in the sports world was watching. So like Twitter was just I didn't join in because my team could easily lose this weekend. Mm-hmm. But man, the Twitter streets, it just goes to your point. Like Florida State's fan base right now is really despised by everybody.
Oh, sure. It's not even close. Yeah, I think the only other fan base that may be close,
Georgia maybe,
is Georgia.
Yeah,
but every once in a while we have to remind Georgia that they went through 4 decades. Georgia went through 40 years where they were irrelevant. Okay, they were not even mentioned in the landscape of college football. 40 years. And everyone around them won it, including Tech, including Clemson, including LSU, including Bama, including Auburn, including Florida State, Florida, Miami, Tennessee. Everyone, Georgia went 40 years without anything. And now they act like they've invented football. And hell, I'm picking them to win a national title for a 3rd time in 4 years. I don't know if I picked them to 3 and 4 years or 2 and 3 years, I forget. But yeah, that Georgia fan base. I mean, act like you've been there before, right? Act like you've done it. You can't take 40 years off. And that's what Georgia did. So, yeah, I mean, it's like, I'm trying to figure this thing out, and I'm like, Georgia's really, they've been kind of upset. And I've always been like a pseudo-Georgia guy, right? Of
course.
Everyone
you
I
cheer
work
for the people that, hate who you hate.
Right. Everyone that, outside of you and Leon, everyone that I work with is a Gator. Right? So it's like, okay, Georgia beat them. So all these Gators are loving the fact that Florida State got beat by Georgia. I get it. I mean, this is what makes college football great. The rivalries around. So I've always been like a Georgia guy.
Same.
But feel free to do something more than every 40 years. And then don't act. And then all of a sudden you show up and you're like, oh, we invented the game.
My favorite is, oh, well, they obviously would have won the national championship had they been let in last year. Like, I heard that all. That, to me, was more tiring almost than hearing Florida State fans whining about not getting in. It was just like Georgia fans and SEC fans just saying flat out that, of course, they would have won.
Plenty of programs do that, and plenty of programs can say that, okay? I think maybe the best Florida State football team that they had, even over those who won the national title, was in 1989. And they began their season losing here to Lord Favre. And then Terry Allen and Clemson ran the ball down their throat a week later. That was back in an era where no one won in Tallahassee that wasn't named Miami. No one. And Clemson went in there and won. And go back and look at it. Florida State was so dominant at the end of the year. They went out and they won 10 straight games. And they ended up being ranked 3rd in America. Okay, they beat Miami. They beat Auburn. They beat all these teams. They beat Florida. Okay, but they blew a game against Southern Mississippi on opening day. So this stuff has happened forever. You can always do that. And, to Georgia's side, I understand that. They won 29 straight. They lost the game. They didn't get in. That's why it's broken. But, humble yourself a little bit. You lost a lot of good people who have passed on, including one of my best buddies, Doug Zani, who's a downright Georgia fan. He never saw him win. He saw him win in 81. You guys went, again, you went 40 years where you were absolutely, and there's only one word that we can use, irrelevant. You were never a part of anything for 40 years. So I'm going to put Georgia in there, number 2. Behind Florida State. And Florida State fans, don't run from it. Embrace it. You created it. Your reaction to getting screwed, you created it. You can't run from it now. You have to take that on. Very disliked university. Those are facts. I actually think it's pretty cool. I just wish they would man up and play some football and not turn the other cheek the way they did on Saturday. I mean, man up. Remember when Miami used to be hated? They manned up, right? Who's been hated lately in college football? Really no one. You can say Alabama because of the Saban thing. All right, Bama kicked the living crap out of everyone.
They had everyone's respect.
Right? I mean, you're a disliked team because you whine. I whine. Okay? But when it comes down to it, you turtle. When it comes to man on man, you quit on you took cowards. The team that you love were cowards. 28 of them said screw it. 28. That is a coward. There's no other way to say it. I don't even feel bad saying it. There's no other description. 28 of those kids. And then several of them held the team hostage about paying them on defense. DJ Lundy. He couldn't cover me. Patrick Payton. Get him off the field if they're going to run. He can't play the run. But they got some problems. They do. Somehow they're a 17.5-point favorite against BC. I mean, BC almost beat them last year. Go back and watch the game. See, that's what people forget. Yeah, they were a great team. 10 players drafted, 13 in the NFL overall, trying to make a roster. Jordan Travis made enormous plays. DJU is not going to make enormous plays. He's going to have to throw the football. And Mike Norvell took that away from him on Saturday until the final drive. Look at the passes he made on 3rd and 4th and 1 because they ran it on 1st and 2nd down. They ran a draw on 39 from the Georgia Tech 21. A draw. They couldn't run the ball. I got it right here. They had 24 carries for 32 yards in the second. I mean, you ran a draw on 3rd and 9. Who runs a draw with a game on the line? I mean, how do you explain that? 24 carries, 35 yards. A draw. So, I mean, that's how. And then you make it becomes 4th and 8, and that's when he hits Malik Benson on a very good ball that was thrown perfectly. The coaching staff was worse than the players, as far as I'm concerned. Final thoughts coming up. We'll take it tonight till 8.
Get more Jaguars coverage from Jacksonville's sports superstation.
Safety's got to grab. There's always a hole if you don't pressure the QB.
1010XL.
Hey folks, Rick Ballou here for John's Auto. They've been a staple in Jacksonville going all the way back to 1985. At John's Auto, they service all makes, all models, cars, trucks, diesel, you name it, they do it. Whether it's routine maintenance or a complete engine overhaul. Call John's Auto on Arlington Road. That's 904-743-3857 or go to johnsautomotivejacks.com.
Former Jaguars corner and first-year head football coach at Duval Charter School at Bay Meadows, K-12, Aaron Beasley here. Are you looking for an A-rated K-12 school prioritizing academics, arts, and athletics? Duval Charter School at Bay Meadows offers a rigorous curriculum to develop strong minds with an additional focus on growing good hearts. DCSB has been an A school for 8 years, and our tuition is free. Now enrolling. Apply at baymeadowscharter.org.
Injured in an accident? Have mounting medical bills? Can't work? Don't worry. Zach's got your back. I'm Zach Von Rowan of Von Rowan Law. I will fight for the compensation that you deserve. Set up your free consultation at zachsgotyourback.com.
Calling all fans of Duval to downtown Las Vegas during the game against the Silver and Black. This is Lauren Brooks from Helmets and Heels. Join us at Circa Resort and Casino this December for the Jacksonville Game Day Getaway featuring an incredible all-in package. Get a 3-night stay at Circa, $200 food and beverage credit, plus a day bed at Stadium Swim. With 6 temperature-controlled pools and a massive screen, it's the world's largest hot tub party. The all-in package is only available until August 30th, so act now. To book and to join the Heels in Vegas, visit circalasvegas.com today.
Mia O'Brien.
Fun-loving girl.
On Helmets and Heels from noon to 2.
Likes to laugh. Lives to love. No dull moments tolerated.
Mia's quick hits are driven by Arlington Toyota on the video and social channels of 1010XL.
Hey everybody, Mike Dempsey here, and let me give it to you straight. Here's what happened. One day at the radio station, a big shout out to Greg, by the way, he tells me about his new weight loss client entering Jacksonville. He knew I'd been griping about my weight and thought it'd be perfect for me. My response, yes, please. So I ended up on a call with Paige, the owner of Awaken 180 Weight Loss. By the end of that call, my only question was, what's the catch? Awaken 180 sounded too good to be true. Eat to lose weight? No meds? No workouts? Really? Paige just smiled through the phone and said, there is no catch, Mike. Awaken 180 works. I was skeptical, but intrigued. But after the first week, I was sold. I dropped 9.5 pounds that week, and 26 pounds later, I reached my goal. The amazing part, and a main reason I chose Awaken 180, the weight has stayed off. If losing weight is your goal, I suggest having the same conversation I had with Awaken 180. Schedule yours today at awaken180weightloss.com.
Hey everybody, Jennifer Marion with Randy Marion Cadillac in Jacksonville here to say hello, and we'd sure like to have your business.
You know what? They're going to love the king of price.
My dad believes in making great deals and having a great selection in stock.
Cadillac XT4s, XT5s, and XT6s, and Escalades.
The all-electric Cadillac Lyriq.
CT4s and CT5s.
Cadillac luxury and selection is just waiting for you.
At Randy Marion Cadillac, Southside Boulevard, Jacksonville.
And don't forget, tell them Jennifer sent ya.
This is Hayes Carline for Kingfish Pest Control, a local family-owned business that's been chosen as the exclusive pest control provider for the brand new state-of-the-art Miller Electric Performance Center. As a Kingfish customer myself, I know their effectiveness in keeping spiders, roaches, bugs, and termites out. When I trust them for my family and the Jags trust them for their business, then you can too. For the best service in town, call my friends at Kingfish Pest Control, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you.
Instant Keys saves the day if you have lost or broken keys. They can program new keys and remotes for nearly every make and model of vehicle at a fraction of the dealership cost. Fast, honest, and reliable locksmith service. Call 722-1111.
Instant Keys. Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality product and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
Hey guys, this is David Garrard, and I want to tell you about Clearwater Irrigation. They put my new sprinkler system in at my new home at Jack's Beach, and I couldn't be happier. Oh, hey, John.
What's up, Dave? You know what this means. You're going to have to sing.
Man, I can't sing.
Then you'll fit right in, buddy. Clear water irrigation. We can't sing a lick, but we sure are good at sprinklers. Hit it, Dave.
And drainage, too.
ClearwaterJax.com.
Hi, I'm Mac with Baker Glass. If you've got fogged up windows, let me help. We'll replace them with clear, insulated units that brighten up your home. People say we're fast, friendly, and reliable. Just check out our Google reviews. Call me today. Baker Glass. No one treats you better.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the Cool Down with Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing. Keeping Jack's cool since 1987.
How about C.D. Lamb, 4 years, $136 million. $38 million today is a signing bonus and $100 million guaranteed. So, getting these players taken care of. For the Jaguars, Christian Kirk returned today. Did not practice last week. It was something that Doug Peterson called a mild calf. What was the other word? A mild calf. I think it was a case. He called it a calf case or a mild calf situation is perhaps what he said. Trying to remember the exact words. So that's good. 13 days left and back out there. Of course, the big news: the trade of Travis Gibson. Never saw that one coming. Moved to Seattle. Jaguars down to 80 tomorrow on the show. When we're with you, they will make cuts down to 53. So that's going to be very spirited during Tuesday's show. I forgot to add this about the hatred for Florida State. It's not all because of the whining of the being left out of the playoff. It's acting. They're bought. The Board of Trustees, and this is where the media over there has really ruffled some feathers. Acting like you're too good for the Atlantic Coast Conference, right? I mean, again, their overall PFF ranking was a 59.6. Their worst since 2020, actually 2021, when they were embarrassed by Wake Forest. And now you're beaten handily as a double-digit favorite by Georgia Tech. You can't act like you're better when you get drubbed by these schools. Those are facts. And again, we don't need to go through any of that, but that's just another reason why people get tired of this. Florida State put themselves ahead of Clemson. They put themselves ahead of Miami, ahead of North Carolina, ahead of everyone else. They were the school that was going to take the major criticism because they were the first to do it. Now Clemson's doing it, and others will follow. But I think that's a part of this as well that leads to what people believe and say about the school. They're acting like they're better than this conference. And, outside of the great run that you had a year ago, that isn't the case. Hadn't been the case in a long period of time. It's been Clemson's been dominant forever. So, again, just reminding you of the truth involved when it's all said and done. Let me check. I don't know if he's playing today. The Yankees, I think they're just underway. Okay, now they're in D.C.
Yeah, Judge has been on one, man.
My gosh, man. What I didn't understand here, I knew that he had the 51 home runs, 122 ribbies, so he leads baseball in both those categories. He's second behind Bobby Witt. 0 for 1 so far tonight. Average, yeah, 333. We haven't had a Triple Crown winner since, we had it with Miggy in 2012.
But it was Yaz before that.
You know what Yaz hit that year? In 1967?
Was it high?
No.
Like 309 or
I think he hit 301 if you look it up.
Wow.
Yeah. I think he won the Triple Crown hitting 301. Kansas City earlier today was a winner 4-3. Let's check Bobby Witt here. Bobby Witt's at 347. That's just crazy. But the guy on Cleveland, like a month ago, Stephen Kwan, He was hitting like 350.
Oh, yeah. I loved that dude.
He's down to 303 right now, so he's really tailed recently. He was 1 of 3, make that 1 of 4 today in Kansas City's victory.
So
43.
you're mixing up his Triple Crown season with the one after.
Okay.
So the year after, he did lead the league in batting average at 301. But the year he won the Triple Crown was 67, and he led the league with 326.
Okay.
But you were right. He did lead the league with a 301 batting average.
All right, so it was in 68.
Crazy, yeah.
That is nuts. You got these two, these two far ahead of everyone else. But, yeah, I want to say right now there are only 10 players. Actually, there's 8 players right now.
There's only like 2 in the National League.
They were hitting 300 or better. 8 in Major League Baseball.
Now, the 2-minute drill, brought to you by Injury Care Centers, the exclusive provider of BioTarget regenerative therapy for pain. Visit GoBioTarget.com for a location near you.
Did you have Travis Gibson getting moved today?
Boy, I did not. That came out of left field. It sounds to me like Seattle called, and Jacksonville's pretty high on both DJ Coleman and Miles Cole, so they did it. Interesting. I've said now for 2 off seasons, they don't have very much behind Hines Allen and Walker, and as sure as the sun will rise, here we are again, and they don't have much production behind them. I'm actually scheduled to talk with Miles Cole tomorrow after practice. It'll be interesting to get his thoughts on the Gibson deal. But, yeah, that one surprised me this morning.
So they're going to go with guys with no experience in the NFL, and Coleman and Cole, or does Lacy get some at-bats? Does Roy Robertson-Harris get some at-bats? Do they move Eric Armstead to the outside? Do they trust Muma? Maybe put Devin Lloyd on the edge? Or is Ryan Nielsen a guy that everything I just said could come into play?
Yeah, I mean, the thing with Lacy and Armstead and Robertson-Harris and Armstead are obviously not 25 anymore, and they're pushing 3 bills. Lacy, the same thing. I mean, to me, I think of a 4-3 edge pass rusher in today's NFL. You want that 275, 280-pound guy, and that's what Josh Allen is. That's what, Hines Allen. That's what Trayvon Walker is. And I wouldn't be against having some of those big fellas out there, but I need somebody that's going to get after the quarterback. And if you're telling me that's Yasir Abdullah, Miles Cole, and DJ Coleman, I have a little trepidation about that going into the start of the season.
I imagine you'll have a lot on Florida State tonight as well. Did you see them getting whipped on both sides of the line of scrimmage?
Completely shocked. And what was crazy is it's almost as if they didn't want DJU to throw the ball, yet when he threw the ball on those 2 4th-down plays, they were great passes. Florida State goes and scores. I'll tell you this, and look, I trust a lot of people that cover Florida State. I had heard how great their defensive line was going to be. Maybe they had a bad day. Maybe the footing wasn't good in Ireland. I don't know what happened. That was embarrassing. I mean, the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets, no offense to Haynes King and their guys, but they're a 6-7 win team. Their average as the day is long. Florida State could not stop their running attack.
No, they couldn't.
The entire game. And when you have Notre Dame and Miami and Clemson and North Carolina on that schedule.
How about BC? BC almost beat them last year.
I mean, Florida State better figure that out really, really quickly.
And they didn't make any adjustments. They stayed with the 4-2-5 and had their safeties back. You would think, Georgia Tech, after that first drive, made a ton of adjustments.
Did Marvin Jones Jr. play in the game?
Yes.
He did.
He had 1 tackle.
1 tackle. I mean, that was all I heard was the great transfer portal addition of Marvin Jones Jr. Not to single him out because everybody on the defense was bad.
Oh, the entire front 7 was really bad.
Yeah. Very disappointing.
All right, what else tonight?
Obviously, we're going to talk a lot of college football. In fact, Florida, Miami on Saturday. Former Gator All-American tight end Ben Troop is going to join me at about 8:30 this evening. My Jaguar one-on-one earlier today was with Antonio Johnson. After practice in the Miller Electric Center, we'll hear from him as well. And your guy, my guy, our guy Chad Forbes stops by. He of @NFL Draft Bites on social media. You'll get him at the top of the 9 o'clock hour.
Outstanding. Have a lot of fun.
Thanks, Rick.
That's Hacker Nation. That's going to do it for us. I don't check the text line now that the show is over, but I'm always available on Twitter or X, Ballou1010XL. Anytime you can reach me there. Thank you to JJ LaSelva. Tomorrow, they're going from 80 to 53. Travis Gibson to me was a surprise. Are any other surprises coming tomorrow? Well, we'll be here for it. That'll be at 6 o'clock on Tuesday night. My name is Rick Ballou. I'll talk with you then.